Yeah, no Sooner Nation, y'all are hoping to finally hear some good news. We got some solid ones yesterday, and the next one dropped. So we got one more we're really waiting for. We just got the announcement that Robert Spears Jennings will be back next season. Yeah, huge. We're going to talk about that, what that means, as well as some All-American awards that came down the line that should get you all excited for 2025. So let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you for pulling up to the channel. I want to address this first before I dive into how big the news is of Robert Spears Jennings making his return. I'm going to hype this up because this defense was really good. I'm going to hype this up because if you don't have hope, why are you a fan? Like, what's the point and the value of being a fan of a team if you ain't got hope? I mean, I race here from the gym. I'm still in gym gear. I need to clear up. But for me, the excitement comes in of getting a player like Robert Spears Jennings saying he's going to return, ready to run it back. We're going to look at that because he was an integral part of what this defense was doing. He's one of the highest grade players. But if you ain't got hope, then what's the value of even being a fan at all? To me, that's just my take on it. I'm going to call it like it is while at the same time recognizing that I kind of want to be hopeful that my team will get better, right? Like, that's the whole point. And the one thing we saw massive improvement with was on the defensive side of the ball. And this guy was a key component on it. Shout out to Robert Spears Jennings for giving everybody some great news here on New Year's Eve. He's going to make his return. Spears Jennings had an elite season, to me. Finished at safety spot, 47 total tackles with 15 of them being assisted. He had 3 sacks. No sacks were huge. The forced fumble against Nico, the big hit against Auburn to basically help seal that game on Thorne. He also got a nice sack against South Carolina in a game that kind of fell apart real quick. But grading wise, he was a top 5 player graded in on the team. He was one of the top graded safeties out there. So technically he could have went pro, probably would have been a day 3 guy, but he's going to be considered one of the best safeties in college football, if not just the SEC going into next season. He played really good. Played really good when he was especially on. So now we just need him to get it all together, keep the tackling going, keep the pressure coming, get better in coverage, and do really good on his run stopping. Because that's where we saw a lot of Robert Spears Jennings. That dude was blitzing and stopping the run. He was hitting. So he's that one safety that I knew was going to be playing next season if he decided to come back. And that, to me, is huge hope, huge excitement for the Sooners. So why not be excited about that? Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on that. So Robert Spears Jennings coming back, and then ESPN drops their All-Americans. And I had to talk about this because this leads back to that beautiful defense. Yesterday, Jayden Jackson and Eli Bowen both were named ESPN All-Americans. Yes. 2 freshmen. 2 freshman All-Americans, guys. ESPN freshman All-Americans. Hopefully I said that before, but I digress. Ain't that what y'all wanted? Ain't that how y'all talking about? You want young players that are good to play? They walked out there, became All-Americans on the freshman team. Just about everybody named them All-Americans. And I remember when Dominic Williams was talking about Jayden Jackson through practice and was like, hey, man, kid's different. He's going to be an All-American, All-American. Not just freshman All-American, All-American, All-American. And so we were hyping up Jayden Jackson all spring. And, of course, y'all laughed at me. Jay, you're hyping this stuff up. Don't put no hope in, blah, 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 blah. Cool. He did it. Freshman All-American. He lived up to the expectation. Now Jayden Jackson needs to just continue to turn it up. So you'll have him, Dominic. David Stone's now going to be really playing a lot. You're going to see a lot of stoning. Expect that. For him, the big thing was getting his weight up and technique. He's going to be out there cooking because he's going to play a bigger role than just bulldozing people. He's going to be doing a lot of movement. And that's going to be the big thing with him and Jayden Jackson next to each other, David Stone and Jayden Jackson. You're going to see both of them ball out next season. This is the year for them both. So you get your veteran presence with Dominic Williams. You're going to have David Stone, who I think preserved his red shirt, and you'll have him out there as well. I'm telling y'all now, it's going to be massive on this defense. And that's what we need. We needed this defense to continue to grow. It finished as a top, as you say, a top 10 efficiency defense, defensive efficiency. I think this running defense efficiency, my apologies. This team was like number 2 in the country, tops in the SEC. Right, even after the debacle with Navy, you don't give up that 95 yards. You only give up like 60-something yards. You have less than 100 yards in a game. But we did give it up. Season's over. But we balled. David Stone's going to play a lot. You're going to see a lot more of him this year. It's time to now, right? Now, you have to get him acclimated to SEC ball with size. Jayden Jackson walked in over 300 with the size you needed to do that. And next, you're going to get it out of David Stone. So the expectations now from now on is that Stone will be over 300 and he's going to be in there running dudes over, getting that strength, that SEC strength. Jayden Jackson walked in with it. But you'll see Jayden at the nose. You'll see David at the 3 technique, most likely, moving around. And we're playing a lot of 4-man fronts or a 3-man front with a stand-up jack blitzing. It's huge. So you get Robert Spears Jennings back. You've got Dominic Williams back. Jayden Jackson, Eli Bowen are both your freshman All-American. Eli Bowen balled. Wasn't perfect. Young. He had his young player mistakes, but he balled. You can't deny that. And that's why all of these outlets, those that actually watch the games, are pointing out the good stuff they did and say, yeah, they need some work, but they're doing it. So y'all should be excited. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. All right, Sooners. We'll probably get some more news over the next 24, 48 hours. I'm expecting a lot more changes to come, probably starting tomorrow. So I'll probably have a video ready on that. Me and John over there on Locked On Sooners, of course, break down together more. And I'll have more details and everything. So keep your eyes open. I'm stoked that Robert Spears Jennings said he's coming back because that's who I wanted to come back. That's who I cared about. I wanted Robert Spears Jennings. But him having 40-something tackles, a lot of run tackling and hitting, yeah, man. I'm hyped. And then you got young talent that's starting to show up. Oof. I just need that Ben Arbuckle to do his job. I expect him to. So we'll see what him and John Mateer gives us with this defense. Let me know what y'all think. We'll have more videos coming down the line. Hope you all have a great New Year's Eve. Have a safe New Year's Eve. Enjoy yourselves. Going into the new year, 2025 will be a different year. And I promise you, the product will reflect. I'll chop it up with each and every one of you next 24 hours. Peace.